The earth giants were old, older than the mountains themselves, some would say. Their footsteps carved out valleys. Their breaths became the winds that swept across the plains. They spoke in rumbling voices, the language of earthquakes and waterfalls. These giants lived in harmony with nature. They drew wisdom from the whispering trees and the ancient stones. They understood the language of animals and the secrets held deep within the earth. They were caretakers, protectors of this primal world. But even giants, it seemed, were not immune to the passage of time. They were fading, their forms becoming more ethereal, their presence like a half-remembered dream. Yet they left behind whispers of their knowledge, seeds of wisdom planted in the very fabric of the world. Deep within the world, hidden from the fading gaze of the giants, lived the Naga. These mystical beings were not just creatures of legend, but the very essence of the Earth's ancient magic. Their existence was intertwined with the natural world, and they thrived in the most secluded and untouched parts of the wilderness. These serpent-like beings were ancient, their scales shimmering with the colors of 1,000 sunsets. Each scale was like a fragment of the sky, capturing the hues of dawn and dusk, reflecting the beauty of the world they protected. The Naga were not just guardians, they were living embodiments of the earth's splendor. They were drawn to sources of power, to places where the earth's energy crackled and hummed. These were sacred sites where the veil between the physical and the mystical was thin. The Naga could sense the pulsating energy, the lifeblood of the planet, and they made these places their sanctuaries. The Naga were masters of water and light. They could manipulate the flow of rivers and streams, creating dazzling displays of light and water that seemed to dance in harmony. Their control over these elements was not just for show, it was a testament to their deep connection with the natural world. They built their cities near grand waterfalls, harnessing the energy of the cascading water. These cities were marvels of architecture, seamlessly blending with the natural landscape. The waterfalls provided not just beauty, but also a source of power that the Naga ingeniously utilized. Their ingenuity knew no bounds. The Naga were skilled architects and engineers, creating structures that stood the test of time. Their buildings were adorned with intricate carvings, each telling a story of their history and their bond with the earth. They crafted intricate devices, water battery generators that pulsed with a strange, ethereal light. These devices were not just technological marvels, they were infused with the Naga's magic, making them unique and powerful. The generators provided energy for their cities, illuminating their homes and powering their tools. This was their gift, their burden to guard this ancient knowledge, to keep it safe from those who might use it for ill. The Naga understood the power they held and the responsibility that came with it. They hid their most precious secrets in the deepest caves and the most remote forests, ensuring that only the worthy could find them.
Generations turned into centuries. The world changed around them, but the Naga remained steadfast in their duty. They watched as civilizations rose and fell, as the landscape transformed, but their mission never wavered. They were eternal, their lives stretching across the ages. The Naga guarded their secrets, their serpentine forms gliding through the shadows, their eyes watchful, ever vigilant. They moved with a grace and silence that made them nearly invisible. Their presence felt more than seen. Their eyes, glowing with an inner light, missed nothing. They were the keepers of the flowing light, the silent guardians of a power that could illuminate the world or shatter it completely. This duality was at the heart of their existence. They understood that light could bring life and hope, but also destruction if wielded without wisdom. And so they remained, the silent sentinels of a power that was both beautiful and terrifying.
The age of giants faded into legend. Their colossal forms, once towering over the lands, became mere whispers in the annals of history. The remnants of their civilization, now overgrown and forgotten, lay hidden in the deepest forests and highest mountains, shrouded in mist and mystery. In its place rose a new era, an age of exploration and ambition. Brave souls, driven by curiosity and the promise of new lands, set forth on perilous journeys. They carried with them maps, both old and new, charting courses to the unknown, hoping to uncover secrets long buried by time. Sailors, driven by greed and a thirst for the unknown, charted the vast oceans. They faced treacherous waters and unpredictable weather, their ships creaking under the strain of the journey. Yet their determination never wavered, for the promise of untold riches and uncharted territories was too great to resist. Among them were the pirates, their ships laden with treasures plundered from far-off lands. These marauders of the sea, with their black flags and fearsome reputations, struck terror into the hearts of those who crossed their path. Their holds were filled with gold, jewels, and artifacts of immense value, each piece a testament to their ruthless conquests. Word reached the ears of a ruthless pirate captain, a man known only as Blackheart. His name was spoken in hushed tones, a figure of dark legend among sailors and pirates alike. Blackheart was a man of singular focus, his mind always plotting, always scheming, his eyes ever watchful for the next opportunity to seize power and wealth. Legends spoke of a hidden land, a place of immense power guarded by serpent creatures. This land, shrouded in mist and mystery, was said to be the resting place of ancient secrets and untold power. The serpent statues, standing as silent sentinels, were believed to be the guardians of this forbidden realm, their eyes ever watchful, their presence a warning to those who dared to venture too close, a land flowing with light and energy. The very air seemed to shimmer with a mystical glow, the trees and plants radiating an otherworldly luminescence. It was a place of beauty and danger where the natural and the supernatural intertwined, creating a landscape unlike any other. This, Blackheart believed, was the key to unimaginable wealth and power. He envisioned himself as the master of this land, harnessing its energy and secrets to become the most feared and powerful pirate to ever sail the seas. The glowing island with its promise of untold riches was a prize he could not resist.
Blackheart rallied his crew, promising them unimaginable riches. He spoke of the glowing island and the treasures it held, igniting a fire of greed and ambition in their hearts. The crew, loyal to their captain and driven by their own desires, cheered and prepared for the journey ahead, ready to face whatever dangers lay in their path. He set sail towards uncharted waters, his one good eye fixed on the horizon, his mind filled with visions of glory and conquest. The ship cut through the waves, its sails billowing in the wind as Blackheart stood at the helm, his heart pounding with anticipation, his heart filled with a darkness as deep as the ocean depths he sailed upon. The journey was fraught with peril, the seas turning treacherous and the skies darkening with storm clouds. Yet, Blackheart's resolve never wavered, his determination as unyielding as the ship's hull. He sought the Naga, not for their wisdom, but for the power they possessed. The Naga, ancient and powerful beings, were said to hold the secrets of the universe, their knowledge and abilities unmatched. Blackheart's ambition knew no bounds, and he was willing to risk everything to claim that power for himself.
The pirates landed on the shores of the Naga's hidden island under a sky thick with storm clouds. The air crackled with an unseen energy. The pirates, their greed outweighing their fear, ventured deeper into the jungle, following the thrumming pulse of the Naga's generators.
Look over there, what's that light?
They stumbled upon a clearing, and there, rising from the jungle floor, was a sight that defied belief. A colossal ring of standing stones, ancient and imposing, pulsed with an otherworldly light. This was no mere source of energy, it was something far greater, far more ancient.
Touch the stones, men. Claim this power for our own.
As they laid their hands upon the weathered surface, a low hum resonated through the air. The sky tore open, a blinding light engulfed them, and then everything went silent. The pirates awoke to find themselves in a place unlike any they had ever seen. The air was thick with an eerie silence, broken only by the occasional whisper of the wind. They rubbed their eyes, trying to make sense of the surreal landscape before them. Gone were the familiar jungles of the Naga's island. The dense foliage and the cacophony of wildlife had been replaced by an expanse of barren land. The ground beneath their feet was dry and cracked, devoid of any life. In their place stretched a landscape of shimmering deserts and towering obsidian spires. These dark monoliths jutted out of the ground like the teeth of some ancient beast, casting long shadows that seemed to dance in the wavering heat. The air itself seemed to vibrate with an unseen energy. It was as if the very fabric of reality was different here, charged with a power that was both mesmerizing and terrifying. The pirates could feel it in their bones, a tingling sensation that made their hair stand on end. Fear, that old familiar companion, gripped their hearts. They had faced many dangers before, but this was different. This was a place that defied all logic and reason, a place where the rules of their world no longer applied.
Where are we, Captain? This isn't right. The question hung in the air, echoing the thoughts of every man in the crew. They looked to their leader for answers, but even he seemed at a loss.
They were stranded, lost in a realm beyond their understanding. Every direction they turned, the landscape offered no clues, no signs of civilization or a way back to the world they knew. The portal, a swirling vortex of light, hung in the distance, a constant reminder of their predicament. It shimmered with an otherworldly glow, tantalizingly close yet impossibly far. But it remained closed, unresponsive to their desperate pleas. They had tried everything they could think of to reopen it, but the portal remained stubbornly shut, a silent guardian of the way home.
Stay together, men. We must find a way back. The call to unity was clear, but the path to salvation was anything but. They knew they had to stick together if they were to survive this strange new world.
Blackheart, his usual arrogance shaken, struggled to maintain control of his crew. The weight of their situation bore down on him, and for the first time, doubt crept into his mind. Mutiny simmered beneath the surface, fueled by fear and uncertainty. The men whispered among themselves, their trust in their captain waning with each passing moment. They had sought power, but found themselves pawns in a game far greater than they could have imagined. The realization dawned on them slowly, a bitter pill to swallow. They were at the mercy of forces beyond their control, and their only hope lay in finding a way to navigate this treacherous new world.